Is Justin Bieber finally apologizing to Selena Gomez for his past?
And guys, you're not even gonna believe this, but the Kardashians have been on our televisions for 10 years now. And guess who showed up to their reunion special?
And is Little Mix expanding their group from a foursome to a fivesome? We're about to tell you right now on Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. Hey you guys, welcome to Hollyscoop's Daily Rewind. I'm Madison Conklin.
And I'm Heather Gardner.
And Bieber is finally really setting the record straight about why he canceled his tour.
Finally.
And you know why we know it's like him really saying why? It was on his Instagram. He posted this crazy, heartfelt, emotional note. And his main reason for canceling was he wants to be sustainable, last a long time, make sure his career. And he said something really sweet. He goes, I want to be sustainable so I can be the man, husband, and father I've always wanted to be.
But he's not moving in that direction at all.
He said in someday. Like, he also added someday in there. But like,
okay.
He wants to make sure that his career isn't just fleeting, like people we've seen in the past. And he also kind of shed light after saying he wanted to be sustainable. He also shed light on his past relationships. Selena, this one is for you. He said, I've let my insecurities get the best of me at times. I let my broken relationships, Selena, dictate the way I acted toward people and the way I treated them. I let bitterness, jealousy, and fear run my life.
Okay.
Now, what do you have to say about that?
I have some things. Okay, listen. I have been on Justin Bieber's side since he canceled his tour because I do think that people need to take mental health very seriously. Not just when you're a celebrity. People can have mental health days, in their normal lives. Just normal people can too.
Yeah.
So I'm all for him if he needs to drop it for a while. But this explanation seems a little off to me. Like, he's talked about being depressed and he's talked about that kind of stuff. So he doesn't have to sugarcoat it with, I want to be a better person, I want to be a blah, 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 I want my career to be sustainable, because that doesn't fall in line with what he did. If you want your career sustainable, don't mess with your fans by canceling your tour. I mean, if you want to be a good husband, maybe stop messing around with model. And you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. It's a disconnect on what he's actually apologizing for and what he actually did.
Okay, I see your point with playing devil's advocate, and I will go off. If you want to be a better man and husband, commit.
Right.
Work on commitment. But obviously there's more to the post. You can see it on our video on Hollyscoop or on his Instagram, but our video on Hollyscoop will tell you everything. But, I just think maybe the mental part of it was the fact that, if he's not going to give 110% to his fans, they're not going to want to support him in the future because it's like, oh, you did a piss poor job and, we've spent all this money on him. I mean, I know his fans, you guys, are seriously devoted, but you never know. He could,
Yeah, I just thought it was, like I said, like a disconnect for what was actually happening and what he is kind of blaming it on.
Yeah.
To me, if you want to be sustainable, do what you can for your fans. And if you can't be sustainable because of mental issues, just tell us. His fans love him. They would take any explanation. I'm glad he actually did come out with something. Because it's been a week or two, and I know he's been dealing with a lot, but still, I'm glad he said something. I'm just a little confused.
A little confused.
Well,
you know whose fans have always been devoted, and they've always given their fans what they wanted? The Kardashians. Yes. You guys, they've been on air for 10 years now. That is a decade. 13 seasons, 10 years. And of course, a lot has happened. I can't even talk. A lot has happened in the past 10 years, and now they're doing an anniversary special on E, of course. It's going to air in September, but they take a look back at the wild things that were shown in some of the off-screen, we didn't see, and then Khloe drops a bombshell. Take a listen here.
What other exes are coming? I have a confession to make.
What other exes are coming? And
interesting.
And Kendall has a confession to make. Let's start with Khloe.
Okay.
So obviously Scott Disick pokes his head in. He is the baby daddy to Kourtney, and they've gone through so much.
He's the OG ex.
He is the OG. That's a great way to put it. Scott Disick is the OG ex. Now, I would be jaw would drop if Chris Humphries showed up. Or Reggie Bush. That, I don't think that would ever happen because Kim has such a strained relationship with them, but you never know. Or Lamar Odom could show up, James Corden maybe. What about Harry Styles?
Harry Styles? No.
For Kendall.
No way, he's not, no. He's not gonna stoop that low. Not gonna stoop
What's
that low
low
at
about
all.
that?
There's a difference between huge stars who are critically acclaimed in the music world and the Kardashians. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying they're separate and they very hardly ever connect, okay? That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, and so now that we've kind of covered that, what do you think Kendall's confession is? Is she gonna address the rumors of her and Bella? Is she gonna come out and say, hey, I'm part of the LGBTQ community? Or is she just gonna be like, I have a confession to make? You know, talk about a scene like, oh, I totally had my dog crap on your carpet and then like blamed it on you.
I think realistically, I think she's going to announce that she's no longer going to be a part of the brand and the franchise because she's
Why?
Yes, because she's talked about this a lot. How she just doesn't like it the way that her sisters do. She's not into the going to all the events and the makeup. Yeah. She's the only one that doesn't really have like a company. She's got her modeling career and she wants to distance herself from the Kardashian brand. Realistically, that's what I think she's going to say. I would like her to say that she is bisexual because I've thought this for many, many years. A lot of models have come out in the past recent years bisexual. They're with women all the time, beautiful women. It's a natural thing, and I think it'd be amazing if she would talk about that. She's too private, I think, to announce it like that.
Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, she may not be.
Going off that note, if she's too private to announce that, why would she announce, I'm just gonna leave? Why wouldn't she just phase herself out? And then, you know, when people are like, oh my God, Kendall's not even in the 14th season of Keeping Up, she'd be like, issue a statement, say, hey, yeah, I'm really focused in on my career, you know. But I would totally be like, I'm all for Kendall. Whatever she chooses, I'm all for it. So, moving right along. This was the funniest thing I've seen all day. Okay, so Little Mix went on James Corden. They did like a behind the curtain type thing. It was obviously a silly, funny, goofy little, you know, segment. But James Corden is like dead set on becoming the 5th member of Little Mix. And he literally, like, he's singing. He's like, I am on range. I am on range with these girls. And then he like goes into the, I showed you, goes into the dressing room. He tries to sing with the girls. And then he like comes out on stage after the girls were like, we don't want, like, this is a foursome. It's never gonna be anything else, which makes me think, okay, no one's ever gonna like come in or go out of the group. He like breaks up the stage. They're singing, just a touchy of love is enough to not. Okay,
you could be the 5th member,
right? Oh God. And then he like comes out singing Lady Marmalade, and then they all just like look at him like, what the hell? And then they just walk off stage, and it is freaking hysterical. Now, obviously, Jade said like, okay, this is kind of a foursome thing. Well, my question for you is, who would you like to see as maybe a 5th member, if that were to ever happen? We're not saying it's going to, but if it were to happen.
I don't want there to be a 5th member.
Girl,
I don't.
Answer the question.
No, but I don't though, because they're so good as is. Like, I think it's perfect. I don't think it.
You don't want to.
No, I don't. No.
Let me get to the punchline. Dang it! You don't want a little mix up.
I should have cut you off.
I would say if they were going to have a 5th member, James Corden is the one to do it. He's from the UK. They've got a lot in common. And clearly they harmonized when he went into their dressing room. So that's just a little, that whole video is up on Hollyscoop as well. You can check it out because it is hysterical and it shows you bits and pieces of like him really pushing himself into Little Mix's world. So check that out on Hollyscoop. Also, let us know what you think about Justin Bieber. Tell us what you think about him apologizing to Selena and his note to all his fans. Do you agree? Is there a disconnect? Or does it explain exactly why he needed to cancel? And then a Kardashian 10-year anniversary. What exes do you think will show up? Or who do you want to see? Who do you want to see show up at the 10-year anniversary? Kat got my tongue. Hopefully Kat got their tongue too when their exes show up. So comment below, make sure to subscribe, and we will see you here tomorrow for Friday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.